This is Sai Fanendra from SQL School, and I assure you complete practice orientation from scratch, right from the basics. Today, let's have a small introduction to words. What is Azure? What we do as a data engineer. Before that, we should be aware of, or let's have a small glance at, before we learn what is data engineer, let's have a glance at database. What is database? A platform to store any type of data, any amount of data, secured, faster, organized format, and various types of databases. OLTP, online transaction processing database, to store live real time data like live temperature data. So who is responsible for OLTP? The SQL developers. Okay, SQL developers will be responsible like programmers. Then we have something called warehouse, data warehouse, to store old historical data, like for example past temperature data. Now who is responsible for this data warehouse? Say DWH design. Yes, you, me, everyone, data engineers. Now let's understand here what is cloud. A remote storage platform to ensure 24/7 access to your data. We can access cloud data using browsers and tools. Yes, from our very first class, we are going to learn how to operate on or how to create data warehouses from scratch. There we come across browser like Chrome, Edge, etc. and tools like Explorer tools, migration tools, Visual Studio or Management Studio tools, etc. So main purpose of cloud storage, easy secure data storage, easier, faster ETL. You extract data from various sources, transform and load, and big data analytics. Secured data storage, faster ETL, extraction, transformation, and loading activities. What does it mean? Assume for example you have one source file with you. For example, one of the next classes, we are going to read data from some CSV file. Based on condition, we can load data to multiple destinations. Or another example, in our later classes, we'll understand how to read data from various sources, join them, and store aggregated data to a single warehouse destination. Main purpose of warehouse to store old historical data as well as aggregation data. I repeat, there are two main purpose of a data warehouse. Number one, to store old historical data. Number two, to store aggregated data. Two different purpose, first line and second line. Now, how to implement these two? historical data store, aggregated data store. Let's understand cloud plus warehouse. A cloud warehouse, nothing but Azure, Synapse, and Azure SQL pool. That is our course. We are going to learn how to define warehouses in cloud, enjoy the zero or low maintenance. We are going to learn big data storage, ETL, analytics, security, and migrations. We are going to learn big data storage operations like data lake, Synapse SQL pool. We are going to learn ETL technologies like Azure Data Factory, Spark SQL, Stream Analytics, and PySpark. We are going to learn data analytics components like Databricks, Synapse Analytics, etc. Security and threat management concepts like Microsoft Entra, key vaults, encryptions, etc. And migrations. To make it more simple, here it is. As a data engineer, we need to be involved in storage, ETL, extraction, transformation, and loading, security, and optimizations. Four important elements. So there we are going to start with Azure fundamentals first. Slowly step into storage components, ETL components, and streaming components. Fundamentals, then storage, ETL, and streaming components we are going to learn. Then we are going to have one project work with all end-to-end implementations and logic apps. That project work is for our resume. If our employer asks us like what we did in the project or what are the daily roles, challenges we face, etc., or which ETL component you used and why not others, which storage component is best for Databricks, which storage component is best for Data Factory, how and why, or when to go for SQL pool, when to go for its alternatives called Apache Spark pool, and so on. So we need to carefully learn all these elements. Then we need to decide when to use which after thorough practice. So our entire course will be helpful for data engineers, ETL developers, BI developers, data science admins, and architects. And part of our course, we have the complete certification guidance, core data engineering. There is one certification called DP300, say DP203, DP203. And Power BI, there is one certification, PL300. And together we have one common certification, DP500. Our data engineering course is into DP203 for core engineering. You may opt for PL300 and eventually DP500 later point of time, one by one. And prerequisites. Yes, we need to have Windows 8 or higher operating system for few component installations. And we are going to work with SQL databases as a source for few examples. And few other examples we need to work with: unstructured data sources, Parquet files, AVRO files, JSON, XML, etc. So it's all about BI, Azure Data Engineer backend, Power BI frontend. Microsoft has one certification for A, one for B, and one for this Azure BIC. This course, the 7 weeks Azure Data Engineering, we are going to learn these items left side. Working with various sources, working with ETL notebooks and pipelines, understanding open source and Microsoft specific warehouse technologies, 3 different flavors. So to step into engineering, make sure we have SQL Server concepts. SQL Server, T-SQL preferred, any SQL okay, but SQL Server, T-SQL highly recommended. Basics should be fine. Let's step into data engineering next. Later, if required, you can step into Power BI. And here is the complete combo, the courses combo box. Core engineering, you may plan for only box 5, only 5, or you would like to revisit, retake, refresh SQL, then 1,5. You would like to showcase more info in your resume, more skill set, and one extra project, then Power BI. For data engineer, we have one project. For Power BI, we have another project. Both projects have interlink. Azure backend, Power BI frontend. You may take Power BI, and after that you may go for Fabrics next to complete your entire Azure BI. So number 7, Fabric, or 5, 6, 7, or 1567, means 1,8. That is Fabric. Choose whichever boxes you wanted to. We'll do slowly one by one, step by step, to make it more clear on my screen what is included in each box. Azure Data Engineer is more into right from the scratch Azure fundamentals, Azure SQL, which is a continuity of Microsoft SQL Server T-SQL queries. Programming is not at all required. Query tuning is a part of our Azure classes. There are few tuning activities. Azure SQL is also part of this. So you're aware of SQL Server concepts, you step into Azure Data Engineering directly. Data Factory, Data Lake, Databricks, Stream Analytics, Logic Apps, Python ETL. Coming to Python, part of the course will start from the very basics carefully, right from the very scratch. We'll take it from the very basics. So I need your support. We'll start from the basics, no doubt, but lot of examples we need to work with. Few additional task items I need to provide you to keep you engaged with the technology. So need your support. Practice as much as you can. And here are the highlights. DP203 Data Engineer Certification, PL300 Power BI Certification, Combo DP500 Certification. Prerequisites SQL, DML, DDL concepts should be fine. So SQL first, you are aware of it, you please revise it. We are stepping into data engineering, our actual 7 weeks program, core data engineering. After 7 weeks, we have project work, then step into Power BI. So coming to the data engineering, I'll provide you the complete course content to get some idea. And our project would be completely into end-to-end implementations with unstructured data and semi-structured and structured data as well. So I assume we are very new. We'll start from the scratch. We need to work on the project. After 7 weeks of our lengthy journey, in project you'll be given the detailed instructions, requirements, phase by phase solutions, and solution explanations in detail. If our interviewer asks us like what you did in the project, what are your challenges, what are the optimization techniques, what are the storage components, etc., we should have complete answer part of our course. I mean to say certification guidance and resume guidance part of our classes. With this information, now any further questions, clarifications, do let me know. You can reach me on my number, or you may reach our team for more clarifications, questions, if any. And final part, once again my kind request, course is bit vast, no doubt, but it should be very useful, no compromise. I want you to give me at least 1 hour every day, apart from 1 hour class, extra 1 hour for practice and submission of the assignments. If not daily, by weekend you'll be completing all your assignments. Daily practice and submission of assignments by weekend. The content you see on the screen, the entire course program. With this, any further questions? We shall wait to hear from you.